Okay guys, so we had our two bodies, our front and back bodies draft here. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna draft a sleeve for this bodice, right? So what you're gonna need to draft this sleeve, you're gonna need your front and back bodice. To draft this sleeve, you're gonna need a measuring tape. You're gonna need an armhole curve. Now I have 3 armhole curve here, which I could use any one to draft this sleeve. So you could use any one. As a curve rule, you can use it to draft this sleeve, or even a straight rule if you have any. We're gonna need a straight ruler to draft or to draw our line, and you're gonna need your sleeve length, your bicep measurement, your elbow, and your wrist measurement. Right now, to get going, what we're gonna do, we're gonna need paper as well. Now I have a white piece of paper here that you're gonna need. Let me get the measurement of the paper you will need for draft this sleeve. So you'll need a paper wide as 24 inches by 28 or 29 inches, right? By 29 inches. So 24 wide by 29 inches long, right? We're gonna need this paper. You could even do a 25 inches long. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to get this sleeve and I'm going to draw a line like this. Just drawing a guideline like this, right? I'm going to draw a guideline like that. I just draw this guideline here, right? I'm going to just draw a guideline like that. Or let me just use a marker where you guys can see, right? So I'll use this marker and I will draw over this line here that I drew here, right? So we're gonna draw a line. We're gonna draw this line here. Now this line is 24 inches wide, right? Long. So now I'm gonna split this in half, which is 12. The line in half, which is 12 inches, right? And now I'm going to measure down the sleeve of the length of my sleeve. Now I want my sleeve, the long sleeve I am drafting, it's going to be 23 inches, right? It's going to be 23 inches. So we're going to measure down 23 inches. You can make it 22 inches. You can make a short sleeve as well if you want, right? So we're going to measure 23 inches. Okay? 23 inches. Which is here, 23 inches. Now if you don't have this long ruler to get the center or the paper, all you have to do is fold it like this. All you have to do is get your paper, fold it like this, fold it like that, bring it to the end here, and what you have to do is just make your line like that. Alright, and you fold it. Okay, that's all you have to do is make your line and you fold it. Alright, and you won't get the half. So what I will do now, what we need is to measure down the bicep of the sleeve. Alright, so I will use this as demonstration. So what you have to do is get your tape measure and you measure down from your shoulder tip to about 7 inches, right? So I'll measure down about 7 inches here. Let me just get, so I'll measure down 7 inches. It depends upon how tall you is, right? If you have a long arm or a short arm, right? So I'll measure down 7 inches, right? 7 inches. That's there, right? From the top is 7 inches. From here to here, to the thickness of my arm is 7 inches. Then I'm going to take half from here to here. So I need half of this measurement, right? So this is 16. So I'm going to divide this in half. Or you can measure down about 6 inches from the 7. You can measure down 6 inches or measure from, see how, let's see this thing. So from here, from the curve, you have a understanding of where your elbow is, because we're looking for the elbow measurement, right? The elbow measurement, say if I measure from my bicep up here to my elbow, you gotta look for that. It would be about 13 inches, right? So from here to here, I'm gonna split this in half. All right, I'm gonna split this, the length of the sleeve, in half. I'm gonna split this in half here. I'm gonna fold that and put that in half, which is here. Okay, and now I'm gonna mark off here. So now what we're gonna do, we need to get a bicep measurement. Remember, we measured down 7 inches, which is here. So we need to get this measurement here, 7 inches, which is 12. But I would do my own more than 12 because I am designing this sleeve for me, right? So I would put it around my arm. So I will measure down the 7 inches with the thickest part of my arm, and I would put my arm like this and get the full measurement. So I won't do my arm like this because remember, you want to lift if you fold your arm, you want your sleeve to be fitting right? So from here to here, I would put my arm like this, and my own is 15, right? So my own is 15. So from here to the bicep is 7 inches, and then around it, you measure around, and I put my own 15, right? I put my own 15. So on this line here, I'm going to divide 15 in half. So 15, so I put 7.5 inches, all right? So my own is 7.5 inches. I divide it in half, all right? So 7.5 and 7.5 make it 15, all right? And 7.5. So that make it 15 when I pull my arms, okay? So you divide that in half. So now we need the elbow measurement. So for the elbow, you put it around, you just lock this a little. You get your elbow, you bend your arm like this, put it around here. Remember, you want your arm bent, right? Because remember, you don't want your sleeve tight. My own is, let me get it right around my elbow. Get my own is 14 inches. 14, I would do my own 14, so I need 7. So on this line, I'm gonna put 7 inches here. So I'm gonna put 7 inches. So I'm gonna put 7, and I'm gonna put 7 inches as well. All right, now we get all these lines. Now my wrist is 7 inches, 7.5 inches. So 7.5 inches. So I'm gonna get 7.5. I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna divide it. All right, and then I'm gonna divide it here. And then I'm gonna bring my measuring tape here, and I'm gonna put my mark. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my straight rule, and I'm gonna mark this in. All right, so let's mark this. Mark these lines here. Let's mark these lines in. So I'll mark that. I will mark this. I will mark this. All right. I will mark that. I will mark this as well. Mark that. Now what I will do, I need to get my armhole measurement. So whichever one you're using as the front and the back armhole is up to you. So I need to get my armhole measurement, right? So my armhole measurement. So I'll take my front armhole measurement. Now I'm leaving out the seam allowance in this stop here. I don't need the seam allowance for this stop. So I will measure from here right away around the armhole. Right away around the armhole. And my armhole measurement is 10 and a quarter, right? So 10 and a quarter. So my armhole measurement is 10 and a quarter. All right. So what I need to do is get it from here. So I need to get 10 and a quarter from here, and I need to measure here. So you see, direct 10 and a quarter. So I'll measure this here. Measure that there. All right. If you measure this, 10 and a quarter. So this here. So 10 and a quarter, you measure it down to meet this. So my own is 10 and a quarter. You walk the measuring tape until it reach 10 and a quarter. Or your own. Don't put my own, put your measurement, right? Your armhole measurement, how much ever you get, you walk the measuring tape. All right? So now, this is the measurement that I just measured there. Is which one? I think it's the front. One of them is 10 and a quarter. Let me measure back. I didn't get which one was it. One. Let me see if it's this one, so I could put this however I want. Mark it if it's the front or the back. Right, so it's this front. So the front is 10 and a quarter. So this is front. Front. So now I'm going to get the back armhole. Right? Or if you want, you can get your ruler at the same time. Ruler, you measure. Okay, 10 and a quarter. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna draw this line. So now I need the back armhole. So I'm gonna get my back armhole and I'm gonna measure it the same way I'm leaving out the seam allowance of this. I will measure from this line here. So I measure from here. And you walk your measuring tape right away around. So my own is 9 and 7/8. So I would get my measuring tape 9 and 7/8. Let me just bring this up here, you see. 9 and 7/8 from here. 9 and 7/8. And I would walk my measuring tape right. See? Direct 9 and 7/8, which is here. Okay? So now I'll get my ruler. And I would connect this to this. Connect this. To that. Okay? So this is our sleeve taking shape. Now, on the front, right, on the front of the sleeve, we need to divide this line into 4. So measure the line from here to here. Measure the line from here to here. So it's 10 and a quarter. And we're going to divide it in 4. Right? So fold your measuring tape like this. Get the center of this line. Right? Get the center of this line. Then you fold your tape again. Fold your tape again, and then you get center of this. You get a line there. Bring your tape just a fold like that. Put it here, and you divide this line here. Do the same for this one. We're dividing it in 4. Bring your measuring tape. Don't unfold your measuring tape. Bring your measuring tape the same way. Guys, 10 and a quarter. Now this one here is less, so we have to measure this out and fold. 9 and 7/8. So we're gonna fold this here. Get the center. Then we're gonna refold it here. Right. Make sure it fold properly. Refold it here. Bring your measuring tape, just a fold. Place it here, and we measure back. All right. So now for the front. For the front, we're gonna get some letters. So this is gonna be our back. All right. So for the back, we're gonna name this here. We're gonna put this here, so for the back, we're gonna put it E here. E. We're gonna put G here because we have to do some measurement, right? We're gonna put G there. We're gonna put H here, and we're gonna put K here. So for the front, we're gonna put L here. We're gonna put M here, and we're gonna put N here, and this gonna be F. So we're gonna know we letters them. Now I'm going to change this marker, right, to show you how we're gonna do this. I need to change this marker here. I'm gonna do it in a different color where you guys can see, right? So I'm gonna do it in a red where you guys can see. Okay, I'm gonna do it in a red. So what we're gonna do now, for the back get the back armhole, right? What we need to do, we need to, for on G, what we need to do, we need to go in 3/8 of an inch, right? So G, we need to go in 3/8 of an inch. So 3/8 of an inch is here. You got the 2 here or the 1, but I will work with 2. So you got 1, this is the 2, so you count 1, 2, 3, right? So I'm gonna go in 3/8 of an inch, which would land me right here, right on that marking that I put here, right? So on H, I need to go out quarter of an inch, which you have the 2, any number you can work with 2. So I need 1, 2, all right? So I'm gonna go out quarter of an inch, right? So I go in out quarter of an inch. So this is the 2 here. So 1, 2, quarter of an inch. So I put that mark there. So next on K, I'm going to go out 5/8 of an inch. So the 2, you got the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go out 5/8 of an inch, right? So my 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I put my mark there. Now on L, we're gonna go out 3/4 of an inch. So for the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going out, right? 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going out 3/4 of an inch. That's gonna land me here. That's for the front, right? So now I'm going to go out at M 3/16 of an inch, which is anywhere between here. So I'm gonna go out 3/16 of an inch, 3/16, which would land me right between here, nothing far from that, right? Then for N, I'm gonna come in 1/2 of an inch. So the 1/2 of an inch is this stroke here. So I'm gonna come in 1/2 of an inch, which is here. Now I'm gonna get my curve rule. Now you can get any curve rule you wish to use, right? I'm gonna get my curve rule and I'm going to curve this. So you can curve this. You see how this come in shape nice? You can curve this like this. Let's say you have this curve rule. Let's say you have these two curves. Let's say you have this one. You're gonna place it here at F. Make sure it come in. Okay? And you're gonna place this like this. So this coming here and touching here. Alright? So it coming and touching like this. Okay? Let's say you have this one. This coming and touching here. So it coming and it touching here. Make sure it touch properly. And then we marking this. Alright? Then you're gonna flip this. Now the ruler have to be like this. The curve of this ruler facing out. Alright? And then we flip in the curve which will face in. We're gonna touch this line, and this line. Alright? So we're gonna fit this ruler properly so it can touch that line. Forget the sleeve very curvy and neat. Alright? Okay, fit it nice, and then we're gonna draw in our sleeve. Bam. All right, next we're gonna go to the back of the sleeve. We're doing the same thing. So we touching E, we touching the red dot, we touching this one curve. So we touch E, then we're gonna touch G. Then we swing in our ruler for touch that mark there. Okay. And we curving that back there. Okay. Now we're gonna switch our ruler around the curve inside now. We touching this, we touching that, and we touching that. Alright. So we gotta swing our ruler so it can come and touch that line. We have to swing this properly so it can match up. Okay? So you have to make sure it touch. So we're gonna, so you see we get our sleeve. So this is our sleeve here. Right? Now we're gonna draw in this line here. Drawing this line, that is in case we want to. So we draw in that line. We come in and we draw in our elbow line as well. Draw in our elbow line. So now this line here is going to act as a green line. This line right here will act like like a green line. And we're gonna put our mark in. And we're gonna mark our sleeve. Alright? If you want, you could put your name on your sleeve. Right, and we're gonna cut 2. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna add the seam allowance to this sleeve. All right, so now I'm gonna add a 1/2 inch seam allowance to my sleeve. So 1/2 inch is from the one here to this. So you just put your you get your measuring tape and you just add your 1/2 inch right here. 1/2 inch, but I have a 1/2 inch ruler here. This is in centimeter, so I'm gonna put it around my sleeve. For those who working in centimeter, I'm gonna put a 1 centimeter around this sleeve here. Okay, and I'm gonna draw in the same 1/2 inch. Draw in. I'm gonna draw in my sleeve. Turn around. 1/2 inch as well. I'm going to draw in, turn it around. Half inch as well. You see how nice the sleeve look? Neat, clean and nice. So I'm going to put my 1/2 inch in as well. Here. Nice draft. So around here now, I'm gonna, you gotta be careful with here to add your direct 1/2 inch, your 1 centimeter if you're working with centimeter. Here is where the trick come in. So what I like to do is use a pencil because I don't want my sleeve messy. So I would use a pencil, and then when I finish, I would come and line it back. Alright? This is where the tricky part come in with this. So you need to get this direct. So I'm going to use my pencil to bring this round to the 1/2 inch because I don't want my sleeve messy. This, it don't look good. So I'm going to use that. So go ahead and add your 1/2 inch. The reason I'm adding my 1/2 inch now is because when we're ready to cut out this bodice, we don't have to go back and add anything. If you don't want to add your 1/2 inch now, no problem. You can keep this as your main sleeve where you could trace over for make any sleeve pattern you want. It's up to you. But for me, I doing everything one time because I drafting long and I know how to design with seam allowance. So I'm gonna put my 1/2 inch in. So you see the 1/2 inch come back to meet this 1/2 inch here. Alright? So you see I got my 1/2 inch here. So now I'm gonna straighten it with this curve here. So let me just fit this here, my 1/2 inch here, to come back to meet that one. Good. So now, seeing that I have that, I'm gonna get my curve rule and I'm gonna draw in my 1/2 inch right here. I'm gonna draw it in with a different color marker if you want to see. Right? I will use this right here. I'm gonna draw this in. You have to switch this, bring the curve rule to get just how you draft the sleeve. All right, yeah, do the same thing with that. Okay, yeah, to bring it in same way. I'm gonna draft my 1/2 inch. All right. You see how neat my sleeve come back? My 1/2 inch, very neat. Now, I'm gonna turn this round here. Fold that in here. Right, so this is my sleeve here. Okay. This is my sleeve here. I'm gonna extend this line here. I'm gonna extend this line here. 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 So just extending these lines. Alright. Extend, get the same ruler that you have here and you extend. this line. Extending the line, we want to make sure this come and reach back here. So we extending this line here. Right. Okay. And now this is our front. So we're gonna measure up from our front. We're gonna measure up 3 inches from the front, and we're gonna put our notches here. So our notch is gonna be here. All right. This is our notch, the front, and then you're gonna measure up 1/2 inch from that and put the second notch. So this is gonna be our notch here for the front. Now we're gonna measure up 3.5 inches for the back. For the back, we're gonna put our first notch, and we're gonna measure, come down 1/2 inch, put our second notch. So this would be our notch for the back. Our back would have 3 notch, go up 1/2 inch. So this is our notch for the back. So this is the back, this is the front. You can put a notch here, right at the elbow for connect, right here. So this is my sleeve. If you want, you could put a hem on this sleeve. I'm not ready to put any hem on this sleeve. You can put let's say if you want the hem, you can put, like, instead of the 1/2 inch, you can come down and put 1 inch if you want. But the 23 inches for my sleeve, that just good enough for me when I ready to hem up, because my own is 22 inches from my shoulder tip to my elbow is 22 inches. That's why I make the sleeve 23 inches, so I don't have to add nothing to the sleeve. So this is what the sleeve draft look like. So now what you're gonna do, you need to cut out. Let me see for my paper scissors. You need to. So we need to cut out this from the paper here. All right. Need to cut out this. You grab your paper scissors, and we're gonna cut this out. All right. So we're gonna cut this out here. We're cutting this out. So we don't need to you know, let us take out from the front and take out from the back. We already do that already. When we drop the back how much inch and we go out in the front how much inch, we don't already add that that minus and plus already to the sleeve. So we don't have to go back and do anything else. This draft already complete with all what had to be done. All right. So go ahead and cut out your sleeve. My scissors is small. Can't put my hand on the big one I had just now. So this small one will take a time to cut out. So you go ahead, cut out your sleeve. So now what we're gonna do, let me just cut off this piece of paper here. Cut off this piece of paper, and I'll show you how to cut this sleeve out. So don't let it be long and sharp. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fold this. Fold this up here. Fold this till we meet this line here. This line here. Fold it. Fold it. Alright, folding it, and then we're gonna cut this off. Now this is our sleeve that we have here. Alright, so this is our sleeve pattern, so everything intact. Okay, so you see we don't have to adjust nothing, because watch I will show you something, how the back sleeve, right, is a little longer than the front. Look at that, guys. So we don't have to adjust anything because it already adjusts in our pattern draft. Alright, you'd always find the back is a bit bigger than the front. See that? So we don't have this here already. The back a little wider than the front. Okay, so this is our sleeve. So this is the sleeve draft, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope I was able to make this simple, easy, and quick for you, that you can understand. So we complete our sleeve, we complete our back bodice, we completed our front bodice. So we have the front bodice, and we have the back bodice, and we have our sleeve draft. So in our next tutorial, we will draft the skirt, right, to attach to this bodice. So here is the draft that we completed so far, and I will see you guys in my next tutorial. And please subscribe to my channel if this is your first time here. Share my channel, and please watch my video so that you can get more, and you won't, and also hit the notification bell so you won't miss any video from me. So enjoy your day, and I will see you soon. And remember, share my channel and subscribe. My name is Tamara of Tamara Fashion Style, and I'm happy to serve you. So enjoy, and I will see you. Bye bye.